What is up, Flockers? That is my fellow Lockers and aspiring Lockers. Have you been wondering how to achieve some type of quick and easy updo for your short to medium locks? Well, stick around because I have two different variations that I'm going to show you today. Alright, so if you're wondering why my head is looking lopsided, it's because I am coming to y'all with not just one, but two styles or two different takes or variations on the same style. For a quick and easy updo, something that does not take a lot of time, I will show you what I did and how I achieved this. Today, all that I'm going to be using in terms of items or products is just my good and faithful continuous water spray bottle and some elastic bands to hold in the part of the twist, and then larger elastic bands that I use to hold in the back. All right, so let's go ahead and take these down. See, I have the larger elastic bands. So let's go ahead and take these two sections down. I will do one at a time so that I can show you what I'm doing. As I've stated before, I realized that the majority of my audience are women, and so I want to make sure that I'm also doing styles and things that cater to the audience that is watching me. And I thank all of you who watch and who take the time to comment and like my videos. I really appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button to join the flock and hit that like button so I know what type of content you are enjoying. So I'm gonna just go ahead and go in with a little bit of mist because it's best not to manipulate your hair when it is dry. So we'll go in and give it a little bit of moisture. You can choose whether or not you want to have a bang on this. I just went ahead and threw it in to add something new. So I took out, let's say, I don't know, 3 or 4 locks. Depending on the size of your locks, you can decide whether you want it or not. And then I decided to leave 2 down at the bottom. But on this side, I did 2. Turn up my lighting a little bit so it doesn't do me wrong when I get close to the camera. All right, so on this side, I decided to do 2 sections. So if you are meticulous about your parting, you can obviously make sure that you have a perfect parting when you go to do this part. I'm not meticulous about my parting, and it's hard to see on the screen. It was easier when I was upstairs in the bathroom in the mirror. But anyways, so I have my lower section, which I'll go ahead and just kind of rubber band off for the purposes of keeping it a little bit separate. All right, so then with my top section, I'm just going to roll as you've seen me do many times before, and you can choose whether you want your roll to go downward or up. It's going to give you a different look when it's going upward than downward, but honestly at the end of the day, it is totally up to you. I would suggest you starting with the smaller section and then you can make it larger, so that way at least at the beginning of your roll it starts out kind of thin. But yeah, just gonna roll our locks. Rolling, and we're making sure to kind of push down as we're going back on these top ones so that they get in there taut as well. Not taut to the point where you're pulling and it's hurting or you're pulling too tight, but taut so that it's not just loose locks hanging out. All right, so then you can go back to whatever section you have. Oh, and something I forgot to mention was that I went ahead and did the 4 rolls in the back off camera just to save time, but literally doing the exact same thing in the back. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, it's up to you how you want your parting to be. If you want it to be perfect and crisp parts, then you obviously can do that. All right, so when I get back to the back, I'm just gonna fasten that with the rubber band so it stays in place. All right, and then, like I said, I wanted to keep about 3 or 4 here, so the rest of these will go into the roll. And then I wanna leave, oh, the rubber band, I'm like, what is that? And then I wanna leave 2 down at the bottom. Honestly, these probably should have gone into this one, but I'm not about to redo it. like I said, y'all can decide. All right, and like I said, I want to leave a couple down here just so that there's the, whatever that's called. All right, again, I'm just gonna use the rubber band so that I don't get confused and accidentally pick them up as I'm rolling. But the same thing. With these, I'm gonna try to go down a little bit and then up just because they should have technically gone into this one, but it's all right. You make it do how you want it to do. All right, so we're rolling down. Again, as we're rolling down, we are pushing these from the top down into it so that they are smooth. And we're rolling down, but rolling upwards, away from our face. All right, where are the two? I already lost them. See, that's why. All right, there they are. Rolling up and away from our face. Because we do want to be able to connect them with the other one that we made as well as what's in the back once we're done, so that we get the updo style. So if I were in a mirror, I'd see a little bit better, but I believe I got all the ones that I wanted to get. All right, so now I can fasten these with the rubber band. All right, so then I've got that. And then I simply take these two sections and then what's in the back. I'm doing half the head, but you can totally, if you decide to do this on the other side, then you can put it all into one ponytail. But for the purposes of this, I'm doing two. But because I rolled the locks in the back, it does give me the ability to put them all into one if I wanted to give the illusion of one. So I could do that and push them all into one. So that's up to you. All right. So we've got that side, gives you a little definition. You got two. All right, now for this side, it's the exact same method, except here we're doing one instead of two or three or four, however many you choose to do. So like I said, it gives a different look, it gives a different variation. So you choose which look and variation works best for you in the event that you're going to. All right, so again, we spray a little bit so that we're not working on completely dry hair. I'm gonna go ahead and get my 3 or 4 locks that are gonna stay down in the front. I already rubber band off the 2 down here, but I'll probably accidentally snatch those up again. All right, and same thing. You can start the twisting up here, or you could start it down here and go up. It's up to you what the look that you're trying to achieve and how you want it to go for where you start your twist. All right, so I'm gonna start mine up kind of right in this area. And the same thing, I start it small and then I start taking larger sections as I roll, and same method that as I'm rolling, I'm pushing the locks from the top down to make sure that I'm getting it tight enough and taut, but not to where it's pulling anything that I wouldn't want it to pull. All right, so we do that. And you're obviously more than welcome to leave down random locks as you go. So if you wanted to leave another one, I don't know, down right here. Is that the exact same area? It is. I don't know. But yeah, so you can play around with that too as well. Okay, then when you get to the back, you can secure it with one of the small rubber bands, but because this section is a lot thicker, I'm not even gonna waste time securing it with one of those smaller rubber bands, elastic bands. So I'm gathering the other 2 sections from the back. And I'm using my larger elastic band to put those in. You can put it like that, you can make it into a bun. Again, if you wanted to join it with this one, you could join them if you have like the golden rope that people use, you could use that instead of the elastic band so that you have more of color in your lock. And then y'all, I haven't hit y'all, look at that, 2 styles right there. And what I haven't done is hit y'all with some lock jewelry in a while. Y'all know that I love me my lock jewelry. So it's always hard for me to see when I'm doing it in the viewfinder, but you could easily spruce this up. Throw in a little lock jewelry here and there just to give the style a little bit more oomph. Put one piece right there. My go-tos are always the gold or silver clasp, just because they're the easiest to get on and the quickest on camera. If I were actually going to an event, then I would take the time to use others of these accessories. I have a video where I did show myself putting on different ones of these, so there are a lot of really cool ones that I do like and that I do use and wear outside of making videos that I think are really neat. Typically I have to use the same thing that I use to retighten my hair in order to get some of these on. So for purposes of the video, I don't typically put all of these on, but they are neat. There are different, look, they even have little crowns, gold and silver crowns. If you're feeling royal, they've got pearls. If you're going to a wedding, for example, and you wanted to dress up your look and put some pearls in your hair, you could obviously throw in some extra stuff like that, give it a little extra razzle dazzle. That is not how you put them in. I'm just sticking them in there to show y'all. Thank you so much for sticking around to watch this. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, click that subscribe button so that you can join the flock, and hit that like button so that I know what type of content you are enjoying. And while you're here, stick around and check out some more of my videos that have popped up, whether it's a monthly lock update or another style video. I'll see you over there.